so you probably know George.
I think you look so good today. You got like a real like cute little edgy look. You got the nose ring. You got the tat on the inside of the arm.
Well, thanks.
Oh, you got the rings as well. You got the full knuckle duster.
I do. Just
Jeez, man. But I don't know if you know, all the football's cancelled.
Oh yeah.
So I'm kind of like a bit down on my luck.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you know, you're like the second best option to like Newcastle, West Ham. So you should feel like pretty honoured about that.
Yeah.
George was one of my very first clients. He's now one of my best friends. And like many guys who I've coached, George now has an amazing girlfriend who he met through cold approach. And whenever I get messages from guys who I've coached, being like, Christian, I've met this amazing girl. I'm thinking about making her my girlfriend. It gets me thinking, how do you know if you're actually ready for a girlfriend?
Apologies for laying in bed, guys. Well, I am. Don't know what the fuck you're doing. I want to answer the question, how do you know you're ready for a girlfriend? The first point is on when you are ready to do some deep inner work. Now, let me explain that. Yes, you can do deep inner work by yourself, but ultimately, when you decide to let down the barriers, let someone in, and kind of experience a deeper set love with someone else, you are going to find out so much about the way you work. And I've experienced this personally. When you let someone in, it really changes the way you think about things. You start to have different types of intrusive thoughts. Like you might start feeling, well, I feel like, for example, I felt like insecure at times, and it just gives you material that you didn't know was there that you can work through. The second point, when you've got like a big mission, like you've got something in your life that you're trying to achieve, that you're trying to do, when you've got someone supporting you, they got your back, you are going to go further. That one person who's just got you. Think about footballers, right? They've got that support network. They've got that person that's tentatively looking after them. They've got your back. You've got their back. You're a little unit. You've got no distractions. And you're focusing on your bigger mission. Another reason why you might then think, oh, okay, I'm ready to have a girlfriend, I'm ready to be in a relationship, is you begin to appreciate that actually the world is bigger than yourself. The world actually is just bigger than me and me receiving gratification of people I don't know. I actually want to create something bigger than that, that's bigger than me. I want to create an environment where I have a partner that can thrive. I want to create an environment where potentially I could have kids that thrive. I could want to be in an environment where I can set a great example. I want to be in an environment where I'm demonstrating like really mature values that support lots and lots of people. And I think that's quite obvious. And I think we all kind of would dream of doing that one day. There is nothing stopping you beginning that journey now. Another reason when you know you're ready for a relationship is, I think you've got to think about how old you are and what your time is. Because I know, like, our spunk works, I feel like forever, doesn't it? Like, unless you get chlamydia or some shit that cuts it all out, or you get some testicular cancer. Fucking hell, that'd be bad. You know, getting your nut removed. Like, I'm in my late 20s now, right? And I've got a girlfriend. And I'm thinking, okay, so I'm gonna want to date for a bit. And then we're going to want to like maybe, we might want to test the water. And then by the time I've done all those things, I might be like I'll probably be in my 30s. And I think actually that's probably the right time that I'd maybe want to have my first kid. You can be like, oh yeah, well, you know, I'll just have it whenever, or when I'm 40 or whatever, you know, have my first kid when I'm 40. But you got to think like, okay, if you want to have your first kid when you're 40, like, how old's your girlfriend going to be? Because they could be like a little bit past it if they're like just a bit younger than you. And then you could be one of these guys like, oh yeah, well, I'll be 40 and I'll be like knocking up a 25-year-old. But it's like, listen, bro, in my opinion, you can disagree with this or, you know, whatever. I think there's such thing as like age appropriate, like you just don't share the similar life experiences of someone who's like so much younger than you, who's just in a completely different phase of their life. So I think there's an element there of you want to stay age appropriate, and you do kind of need to nurture that seed long before you're ready to make like massive commitments, like around families and stuff like that. But basically my point being is, I don't think it's something you can really just like pick up like later on in life. You've got to be mindful of sowing that seed like many, many years before. And then I think my last point that I want to finish on is, sometimes you're going to meet someone, right? And some of you, I'm sure, if you watch this video, will have thought, I actually met someone I really liked, and I let them go, or I had to walk away, or whatever. And then maybe they think, or maybe they dumped you, maybe you dumped them, whatever the fuck it was. And you think, I've never met someone I like just as much as that. And I think especially if you're into game, you think, oh, well, there's just unlimited people I can talk to. But I'm telling you, and this was, I got a massive reminder of this. I watched a Tucker Max podcast the other week. He was on that Charisma on Command guys podcast. And he, like, that guy would have met thousands of women, I'd imagine, right? He'd just slept with so many women. And he was like, I've literally met 2 women like my wife, including my wife, or on like that level. He said 2.5. And I was like, shit, like that guy has got charisma, like literally oozing out of his balls at all times. And he's met 2.5 women of that caliber that he would like settle down with. So I think definitely don't overlook that if you meet someone fantastic, that, you know, they're always going to be around, or you'll meet another one, because it's not necessarily true. You know, finding like that match that just kind of like lights you up, that makes it feels, you know, that makes all the darkest moments feel lighter, rejuvenates you constantly, supports you, whatever, and all, and you know, and then you can reciprocate those things, and you're both just growing together. Someone like that will not come along that often. So I guess that's just, for me, would be a word of warning to not dismiss it, no matter what stage of your kind of like social skills, game transformation journey you're on. I hate using the word journey, but it's true. Anyway, they're all the thoughts I've got on top of my head. If you would like more, get 20,000 views on this video and get that to 1,000 likes. And yep, I'll tell you anything else you want to hear. Yeah, peace. I hope that was helpful. Much love.